In today's video, we're going to dive into some really important details about Social Security and Medicare, especially for those considering early retirement. If you're even remotely thinking about retiring early, or if you're already receiving Social Security benefits, there are a lot of critical details you absolutely need to know. Social Security can be confusing, and if you're not careful, it's really easy to make mistakes that can cost you in the long run. But don't worry, because I'm here to help you navigate these tricky waters with confidence. So, stick with me to get all the info you need to avoid costly mistakes and start planning for your future with peace of mind. Let's talk about early retirement. If you're planning to retire before your full retirement age, you probably know that there's a cap on how much you can earn while still collecting Social Security. For 2025, if you're under full retirement age, you'll be limited to $23,400 per year. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, it's not just an annual limit, you also have to consider the monthly earnings limit. And here's where most people get tripped up. If you're planning to retire early and still want to keep working, your monthly income can't exceed $1,950. If you go over that, Social Security will withhold part of your benefits. And here's where it gets a little crazy. For every $2 you go over the monthly limit, Social Security will withhold $1 of your benefits. So, if you make $10,000 over that limit, you could end up owing $5,000 back to Social Security, which is definitely something you want to avoid. Trust me, you don't want to get one of those letters from Social Security about overpayments. They can be a real nightmare, and the last thing you want is to be in that situation. But here's the thing. Social Security makes mistakes. A lot of mistakes. And I've seen it firsthand. I ran the third largest Social Security office in the country, so I can tell you that these errors are more common than you might think. The good news is that they're easy to fix, but it will take a little time. So, if you get one of those nasty letters saying you've exceeded the earnings limit, don't panic. All you have to do is head down to your local Social Security office and explain your situation. They'll be able to fix the issue. Just make sure you get the right person on the case, because mistakes in coding are one of the biggest reasons people get into trouble. What about if you're working but planning to claim benefits early? Well, here's a little trick for you. In your first year of claiming Social Security benefits, you can actually switch from the annual earnings limit to the monthly limit. This means that even if you make more than $23,400 in the first half of the year, you can still claim your benefits in July, as long as you keep your monthly earnings under $1,950. Once that first year is over, though, you'll be bound to the annual limit again, so be mindful of that. Now, let's talk about what actually counts as earned income when it comes to Social Security. A lot of people assume that all income counts, but that's not the case. Social Security only counts earned income toward the earnings limit. That means if you're getting income from a pension or alimony, that doesn't count. Neither does gambling, unless you're a professional gambler, in which case your gambling earnings will count. And if you're a real estate investor, the same rule applies. Unless you're actively running a real estate business, rental income doesn't count. One thing that people often overlook is the fact that the rules for what counts towards Social Security are different from the rules for Medicare premiums. Specifically, Medicare's Part B and Part D premiums are based on your income from 2 years ago. If you're paying higher than usual premiums, it might be because your income was higher 2 years ago. But don't worry, if your income has dropped, you can appeal those higher premiums. This is called the Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount, IRMAA. Many people end up paying more than they should, simply because they don't know they can appeal. What if you change your mind about early retirement? If you decide to return to work after you've started claiming Social Security, you have a couple of options. You can withdraw your application within the first 12 months, and it's like it never happened. But you will have to pay back whatever you've already received. Alternatively, you can suspend your benefits while you work, and once you hit full retirement age, Social Security will recalculate your benefits based on your new work record. Here's a bonus tip for you. If you go back to work after retiring early and you're making more than the earnings limit, Social Security will automatically recalculate your benefits once you reach full retirement age. It might take a little longer than usual, but once they've recalculated, they'll pay you the difference in a lump sum. You won't lose anything, it's just a waiting game. But what happens if you're receiving survivor benefits? The full retirement age for survivor benefits is a little different from regular retirement benefits, but the annual earnings limit is exactly the same. Once you hit full retirement age, you can earn as much as you want without Social Security withholding any benefits. And here's another important thing to keep in mind. If you think you might exceed the earnings limit, don't rush to call Social Security just yet. Some people prefer to let it ride and pay back the overage once they get the letter. If you're only going to go slightly over, you might not need to call them. But if you know you're going to make a significant amount over, it's better to do a work report so you don't get caught in the middle of an overpayment situation. Just keep in mind that if you let it ride, it's not the end of the world. Once you get that letter, you can set up a payment plan for the amount you owe. Most people choose to do this, so don't stress too much about it. At the end of the day, understanding the ins and outs of Social Security and your earnings is crucial. It's complicated, but if you know the rules, you can make them work in your favor. And if you're 70 or even older, don't worry. Social Security will continue to adjust your benefits based on your highest 35 years of earnings. So if you make more money now, your benefits could increase, even if you're already collecting. Now, if you're not sure about how all of this works in your situation, don't hesitate to reach out to Social Security or a trusted professional. They can help you sort through the details and make sure you're getting every penny you deserve. And if you're thinking about Medicare, remember that there are benefits to working even later in life, but you have to be careful about how that impacts your premiums. If you're not already subscribed, now is a perfect time to do so. Drop any questions you have in the comments below, and I'll be sure to answer them. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss another update. Thanks for watching.